Hi, welcome back, my fourth graders. This lesson is 3.9, use properties to multiply. And our target is to use properties to multiply. And look at these criteria. I can use the commutative property of multiplication and associative property and distributive property. Okay, do you remember? Commutative is what? Changing the order, right? And associative is what? Yeah, changing the parentheses. And distributive property is what? Is delivery, remember? All right, now use any strategy to find each product. Explain the strategy you use to find each product. Okay, for the first one, I know 25. I always ask you guys to think about what? Yes, 1/4, right? When you have 4 quarters, you have $1, which is what? 100 cents, right? Now 7 times 100 is what? 700. Okay? In the other word, this is what I did, associative property of multiplication, right? But there was no parentheses, so maybe I can say commutative as well, because you know what? I can change the order of multiplication to 25 times 4 comes before times 7. Okay, so we can say commutative. All right, now number 2 example. Okay, I'm going to use also commutative. Okay, I'm going to change the order of this equation. 5 times 2, you got it? This is 10, right? Times 79. So 10 times 79 is what? 790. That easy, right? So before you start this equation or multiplication, please look around and find the way, that which way or which property will help you to find the product easily. This third example, when I look at it, if without this 1, I could have done only what? 9 times 5,000, right? And I'm going to use what? Distributive property of multiplication, but this time it's what? Yeah, we are going to deliver this 9 times to 5,000 and 1, but it's what? Subtraction, minus. I'm going to show you. To be honest, we didn't learn this way last year from Go Math, so maybe some of you guys, this is new strategy, but this is same, all right, as distributive property. Now 9 times 5, 45, right? And how many zeros? Yes, 3 zeros. And 9 times 1, second delivery, right, is what? 9. But when you need to subtract here, you have to subtract here. You got it? All right, now I'm going to put it in here, and it becomes what? Oh, hold on. This was plus. So it's not 5,000 minus 1, but it's 5,000 plus 1. So we need to add. It was easier. Okay, 45,009. Yeah, easier than I thought, right? Okay, now this is it. I think I got confused on this. Now, same question. Look at this, guys. Same question, but this is what? 1 less 5,000. So now, yeah, it has to be here. 9 times what? 5,000 minus 1. Okay, now we are going to deliver this 9 times. 1 time, 2 times. Okay, so 9 times 5 is, again, 45, and 3 zeros we need to add and take away, right? Subtract. 9 times what? Second delivery, 9, which is what? 44,991. How did you get it? Let's try again if you get confused. 45,000 minus 9. Okay, you cannot take away 9 from 0, but then 3 zeros here, right? Hundreds place and tens place are also zeros, so you need to borrow from thousands place. So it becomes 4. And do you remember, I asked you to change to 9, and last one will be 0, right? And cross them out. Now 10 take away 9 is what? 1. And you need to just bring it down 9944. So the answer is what? 44,991. Okay. All right. So since they are asking you to compare your strategies with your partners, we are gonna skip it. All right. Second page. Think and grow. Use properties to multiply. You can use properties to multiply. Example, find 8 times 250. Now they change what? Oh, they use what? Associative property, which is from 8, they split that into what? 4 times 2 this time, multiplication, not the addition, right? And then they change this parentheses, okay, to this, which is what? 2 times 250 is what? 500. Which means what? 250 plus 250, which is 500. And then 4 times 500. Okay. Now 4 times 5 is what? 20. And how many zeros to be added? Yes, 2 more zeros. So 8 times 250 is what? 2,000. And this puppy said what? Maybe his name is Newton, right? He said, remember, you can use the distributive property with subtraction, not only addition. Okay, remember that. Now example, find 698. Yeah, this is very close to 700, right? Okay, now we are going to convert this into what? 5 times 700 minus 2. Similar to what? Same as what? 698. Now you are going to deliver this 5 times 2, 700 here, and then 2. But this is what? This equation is for the subtraction. All right, you are going to use what? Distributive property of multiplication with subtraction. Okay, now 5 times 7 is what? 35. And how many zeros? 2 more zeros. So it becomes 3,500. And 5 times 2? 10. All right, so 500, 3,500, yeah. Take away 10 is what? 3,490. Okay, so 5 times 698 is 3,490. Next example. Find 4 times 9 times 25. Again, 4, 25, they're very friendly numbers. Why? Because 4 quarters are equal to what? Yes, $1, which is 100 cents. Now you are going to switch the order, which is what? Commutative property. Okay, so we are going to switch this into here. So before before 25, so you are going to do this first. 4 times 25, 4 quarters are 100, right? 9 times 100 is what? 900. So 900. Now use properties to find the product. Explain your reasoning. Okay. 6 times 150. Okay. Now I can do this, there are many different ways you can distribute, right? So which is like 6 times 100 plus 50. We've been practicing, and then you can deliver this, right? Yes, let's do that. 6 times 100 plus 6 times 50. All right, 6 times 100 is what? 600. And 6 times 5 is what? 30. And add one more zero. It becomes 900. All right, let's move on to number 2. 3 times 494. Okay, I'm going to use distributive property again. Since this 494 is very close to 500. So I'm going to rewrite 3 times 500, take away 6, right? And what is our next step? Delivery to 500. and 6, but this is subtraction, remember. So now I'm going to rewrite this is equal to 3 times 500, parenthesis, take away another delivery, which is what? 3 times 6. Now 3 times 5 is what? 15 and 2 more zeros. Okay, and then remember, subtract. Okay, so take away 3 times 6, 18, which is what? 1482. You can do it. Okay, so here, look at this. Take away 18 is equal to what? 4, 9, 10. Now you have to know automatically, okay, since you cannot take away a from 0, you have to borrow it from tens place. This is 0, so you need to move on to what? 100, like 100 place. And 9, 10, okay, remember. 2, 7, right? Oh, sorry, 8. 9, take away 1 is 8, and 4, 1. Okay, 1482. All right, now let's move on to number 3. Oh, there you go again. 4, 25. You have to know that, right? So whatever, like whenever you see these 4 and 25, remember what? Quarters, okay? So 4 quarters are how much? $1, which is what? 100 cents. So I'm going to simply say what? 25 times 4, which is what? Oh, sorry. 25 times 4 is commutative, times 7. Okay, I'm going to do this, which is 100 times 7 equals 700. All right, let's move on. Next page, apply and grow. And as you know, this practice, you have to do it yourself. Pause the video, try, and then come back to check your answer with me. Okay? Please do not copy my answer only. That won't help you. Okay? You need time to practice by yourself. Use your brain and hands. Okay? All right, now use properties to find the product. Explain your reasoning. All right, did I read it? Maybe I forgot. Okay, so now I'm going to think this 798 is very, very close to what? 800. So I'm going to write 7 times 800 minus 2, which is what? Distributive property, but I'm using subtraction. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite it. 7 times 800 minus 7 times 2. If you are very familiar with this, you don't have to write this equation again. You can just simply do the delivery 2 times and then just find the product like this. Just pretending you skip this line, second line, right? And 7 times 8 is what? 56. And how many zeros? 2 zeros. Minus 7 times 2 is what? 14. Right? So the answer is what? Yeah. I want to skip this process because you know how to subtract, but I'm going to do this for only for this number 4, but next questions I'm going to skip that process, okay? 5,600, but you have to do it, okay? 14, take away 14, right? And I'm going to borrow it from 100 place, since these tens and ones are zeros, right? And this 100 becomes 5, and tens place becomes 9, and 1 place becomes 10. 10 take away 4, 6. 9 take away 1, 8, 5, 5. So the answer is what? 5,586. Number 5, your reasoning explain. Okay, so I use what? Distributive property. I'm going to say DP, distributive property. All right, number 5, 350 times 6. Maybe they wanted us to use what? And well, we need to use what? 2 times 3. And then we are going to change this parenthesis into this way, which is what? We are going to use associative property. It becomes 300, I'm going to rewrite it. 350 times 2 times 3, which is what? 700 times 3. 7 times 3 is what? 21 and 2 more zeros. Okay? Or you can do this way also. 300 plus 50. Familiar, right? And times 6. Whether this times 6 comes front or at the back doesn't matter. You can always still deliver these 2 times. Okay? Which is what? I'm going to skip this part, okay? Like parenthesis part, but I'm going to just go ahead and multiply. 6 times 3 is 18, 2 more zeros, plus 6 times 5, 30, and 1 more zero, which is what? 2100, which is 2100. Okay? Yes. Number 1, oh, I didn't want to erase, but number 1 and number 2. Either one, you can use it, okay? Whatever you feel comfortable or feel more confident, please go ahead, okay? All right, number 6, I'm going to split that into, I'm going to use distributive, 100 plus 6 times 5. Okay, this is equal to what? I'm going to deliver this to 106 and add it, okay? So 500 plus 30, makes sense? 5 times 100, 500. 5 times 6, 30. 530. What? Sorry. 530. Okay, that's it. All right, let's move on to number 7. Okay, this one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use distributive also. 4 times 600 plus 25. All right, now I'm going to skip the process of like 2 parentheses addition. Okay, I'm gonna skip this part, but I'm just gonna go ahead to multiply this, deliver this 4 times to 600, and then second delivery, and I'm going to add them. Okay, so 4 times 6, 100, right? 2400, which is 2400, plus, oh, again, 4 and quarters. 4 quarters, 100, which is what? 2500. Easy, right? Okay, let's move on. Number 8. Yay. When I take a look at this 395, it seems like very close to 400. So I'm going to write 400, but take away 5. Multiply by 8. Now I'm going to deliver this 8 times to 400 and 5, I'm going to subtract each other. Okay, so now 8 times 4, 32. How many zeros? 2 more zeros. Take away 8 times 5, 40. Okay, the answer is what? 3,160. Okay, you have to practice this. 3,200, take away 40. Okay, you need to borrow it from hundreds place. It becomes 1 and 10. Since you don't have nothing to subtract in ones place, 6 and 1, 3. Same, right? Okay, you have to practice still, even though I skip the process, okay? Now, number 9. I'm going to use commutative, which is, I'm going to rewrite it 7 times 2 times 15. And I know 2 times 15 is what? 30 times 7 is what? 3 times 7, 21, and 1 more zero. That's it. Okay, so number 10. I told you what? Just add 2 times. Okay. Right? This is same as what? Repeated addition. 0, 6, 8. That easy. Done. All right, number 11. 8 times 150. Again, maybe they wanted us to use what? 2 times 4 parentheses times 150, and then we are going to change what? The parentheses order, and then associative property, right? Which is what? I'm going to use 2 times 150 first, times 4, And this is what? 300 times 4. 3 times 4, 12, 2 more zeros. So the answer is what? 1,200. If you want to do, this is one strategy, and if you want to do delivery, you can do it. 8 times 100 times, oh, not times, sorry, plus, okay, plus, what was it? Oh, 50. So deliver this and that 2 times and then add it. 800 plus 40 and then add one more zero, which is what? 12, 4,200, which is 1,200. All right, number 12. This number is very close to what? 2,000, right? Minus 3. 3 times. Okay, I'm going to use what? Distributive. So I'm going to deliver this and that, and what? I need to subtract that. Okay, so 3 times 2, 6, and 3 more zeros. Take away 3 times 3 is 9. Oops, 9. The answer is what? 5,991. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite it for you. 9. Okay. Now number 13, 25 quarter, 2 quarters this time, which is what? 50 cents, right? Remember, when you look 25, remember the quarter, the money, okay? Times 9. I use what? Commutative property because I did what? 2 times 25 first, okay? And then this is what? 9 times 5 is what? 45 and one more zero. That's it. 14, 400 plus 4. I'm going to use distributive property. I'm going to deliver this multiply by 6 to 404. So 6 times 4 is what? 24. And how many zeros? 2 more zeros. Plus 6 times 4, another 24. 2,424. That easy, right? Okay, now number 15. Same thing. 4 times 2,000 plus 4. I'm going to use distributive property of multiplication. And this is what? 4 times to deliver to 2,004 and add it together. So 4 times 2 is 8. How many zeros? 3 zeros. Plus 4 times 4, 16. When you add them together, 8,016. Be careful, guys. Some of you guys might think, okay, I'm going to write 8,160. This is wrong, guys. Okay, don't get confused because this is what? Ones place and tens place. Always line them up. Okay, a line is the key. All right, number 16. Which one doesn't belong? Which expression does not belong with the other three? Okay, let's take a look. This, that, and that, and that. Ooh, this one is wrong because you know what? The other ones are what? Distributive property of multiplication. You see, maybe the original equation was what? Expression was 3 times 37. But then it can be what? 30 plus 3 times 30, right? Deliver it to 30 and then 7 ones place. And then this was the first process, second process, and this is subtraction also. This is closer to what? 40 minus 3. Okay, so yeah, 3 others are all distributive property, but here you cannot find the distributive property. All right, number 17, use properties to find each product. Okay, so 9 times 80 is equal to 720. So 18 times 40. Ooh, I know we can do long like this multiplication. You are going to learn in fourth grade. But since we don't know, we are going to take a look. We can break this down into what? 2 times 40. Make sense? Oh, why 400? And then, look at this. I'm going to rewrite 9 times 2 times 40. Okay, associative property. I'm going to do this first, which is what? 18 times 40. So 9 times 80 is equal to 18 times 40. So the answer will be, you don't have to do it, but we can find already from here. Okay? Now second one, 5 times 50 is 350. So 5 times 72 is what? You simply need to add what? Plus 5 times 2. Second delivery right to ones place because we did already what? Tens place, which is 70, which is what? 10 more on this, 360. Okay, um, you need to have the skill to play around the numbers. Okay, you need to always. I'm saying there are many different ways, so I want you to play around in your brain first, and then think. Okay, so if the number is that or like that, how can you play around, and then how can you make this problem easier for you to do, okay, or solve. All right, think and grow, modeling real life. The fastest recorded speed of a dragster car in the United States was 31 miles per hour, less than 3 times, okay? 3 times the top speed of the roller coaster. What was the speed of a car? Multiply to find 3 times the top speed of the roller coaster, which is what? Okay. Top speed is given in here, 120 miles per hour. Wow, that's fast, right? And then this is what? 31 miles less. So that means what? We are going to subtract at the end, but you need to multiply this first 3 times this top speed. Okay, so they already broke down this 100 plus 20, and then delivery 220, and you need to add together, right? Which is what? 300 plus 60, which is what? 360 miles per hour. But then subtract to find 31 miles per hour less, which is what? 3 times 360, take away 31 is 321. 9. Sorry. Let's do it. 31 take away, right? It becomes 5 and it becomes 10. 10 take away 1 is 9. 5 times 5 take away 3 is 2 and 3. 329 miles per hour. Okay, so the speed of the car was 329 miles per hour. Woo, it's really fast. Okay, maybe I cannot write that one. Anyway, you guys can try. All right, show and grow. In 2016, a theme park used 300 drones for a holiday show. In 2017, China used 200, fewer than 4 times as many drones for the Lantern Festival. How many drones did China use? Okay, so 200 fewer means what? Yes, you need to subtract after you find out 4 times 300. So now I'm going to do this. 4 times 300, okay? Doing first, and then I'm going to take away 200 since it says 200 fewer than 4 times, okay? So let's find out. It's gonna be 4 times 3, 12, and 2 more zeros. Take away 200 is equal to what? 1,000. So China used what? 1,000 drones. All right, number 19. A subway train has 8 cars. Each car can hold 198 passengers. How many passengers can 2 subway trains hold? All right, so 8 cars can hold 198 passengers, right? But then what about 2 subway trains? This is the question, okay? And I'm going to do this way. There are many different ways, but I'm going to do this, hold on, okay. So there are, in my brain, I'm thinking many different ways, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the easier way. All right. I'm going to find out this first, and then I'm gonna do multiply 2 at the end. So I'm going to do 8 times 200 take away 2. Make sense? And then I'm going to do what? Multiply 2 at the end. All right, so I'm going to deliver this 8 times 200 is what? 16, and add 2 more zeros, take away 8 times 2, 16. All right, and then I'm going to multiply 2. Since this is 16 takeaway, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so 5, 9, 10, 4, 8, 5, 1,584 times 2, which is what I said. Just add them together, right? That easy. All right, 8 plus 8 is 16, right? So I'm going to write 6 and carry 1 up, and already this is 10. So I'm going to carry down 1 and carry 1 up here. Becomes 3. So the answer is what? 3,168 passengers. There are many different ways, okay? So you can do maybe 198 times 2 and then multiply by 8. I think that's going to be a bigger number like to work on, right? Multiply by 8 is, I think some of you guys not familiar with 8 times table yet. So go ahead, which one is easier for you, okay? All right, you can move on to number 20. You plant cucumbers, green beans, squash, and corn in a community garden. You plant 3 rows of each vegetable. Oh, how many vegetables? We didn't count. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 4 vegetables, okay? And then 3 rows. And each row has what? 24 seeds. How many seeds do you plant? Oh, okay, this is the question. All right, now 4 times 3 times 24. This is the question that we need to find out. All right, I'm going to, which one is easier? I think it's going to be very similar. So I'm going to just find out this way. 4 times 25 minus 1 times 3. Okay, I'm going to use this one. So, this is what? Always 100 minus 4. Okay, we need to do this first and then multiply by 3 at the end. So it's going to be what? Oh, and then we can do also another delivery, right? Yeah, that's easier. 300 take away what? 12 is equal to what? 288. How? Let's find out. 300 take away 12. 2, 9, 10, 8, 8, 2. Okay, so how many seeds? 288 seeds. Okay. All right, so when we play around these numbers, right? Into what? 4 times 25, take away 1, and we rewrite it this way, right? It's become to what? 100 take away, because 4 times 25, I told you already what? 4 quarters are 100, okay? And then take away 1, and then you have to multiply 3 of them. And that means what? You can still distribute these 3 times here. Okay, 100 take away 3 times 4, which is 12, 288. Maybe in the class I can show you the other way. Okay, it depends. All right. Remember, your homework is 121 and 122. Good job, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.